In my hand are some of the world's rarest and most expensive cartridges, costing anywhere between $40 all the way up to $150 plus in some cases. Question is, are they worth it? For comparison, we'll be starting off with one of the cheapest 7.62 rounds, the standard M80 FMJ. They usually only cost around $1 or so a piece, so I'm wondering if it'll do anything to this double 3/8 inch thick AR500 target that I welded together. And Terry the Torso here graciously signed up to show us any fragmentation or spalling or whatever comes off this target. Thanks, buddy. Wait, what? You're gonna have to speak up, I can't hear you. Anyway, on to the M80. Oh man, this is gonna be a long day, as you can hear, and partially see I had some sandbags back here, and I guess they were overhanging where the target was, and all of that fragmentation that came off absolutely ripped the crap out of this cardboard right here. And I think I'm losing all my sand in that bag. Oh my gosh. I was thinking maybe I should just put them in the back, and then I was like, nah. Nevertheless, the bullet really did not do anything to that steel. Let's see what happened to Terry here. Oh man, it's getting worse. It is getting worse. Terry, there is a nice line going up you now, man. All right, sandbags are in the back, other than what's left of this one up here, which is quite a bit. Moving on to a relatively affordable honorable mention, we have the M80A1. Usually these only cost somewhere between $7 to $10.
Oh my!
Yes, it is still expensive, but thanks to Emax Tactical for sending this one to me. I love this chronograph. It actually picked up the M80A1. Just like an excited male dog, the M80A1 has an exposed tip. The difference is that it's a hardened steel tip. So I'm thinking that it probably did a number to these. Is the tip behind there, or is that just the copper from the rest of the bullet? I don't know. Let's check out the back and see. Ooh, okay. Definitely did not go through both of those. Might have just went through one and it's stuck somewhere in the middle. I don't know for sure. But moving on, this is easily the most diabolical looking round on this list. The infamous 7.62 slap round. It's also one of the rarest rounds on this list, but surprisingly not the most expensive, coming in anywhere between around $40 to $70 a piece, if you can find them. Thanks to Buffman Range for sending me this one though, and guys, make sure to check out his channel. Now because this is a slap round and my channel name has Ballistics in it, I will not be taking any chances with the setup I shoot it out of, which is why I'll be using this Solus bolt action rifle without a muzzle brake. The thing is, I've never shot a slap round out of this setup here, or one at all, so hopefully there isn't a crazy point of impact shift. Here's to hoping. Did I get you? Probably not. Well, that was the one round I had, and it let me down on this one. What makes a slap round so unique is its relatively lightweight tungsten projectile surrounded by a polymer sabot. And in case you don't know, tungsten is extremely hard, just like me. And it also has an insanely high melting point. And guys, I don't want to speak too soon, Terry, no spoilers, but that hole is extra small. I'm thinking it might have a chance of... Oh, holy shite balls, guys. It went straight through 3/4 of an inch of AR500 steel. You know how hard that is to do? That is freaking nuts. I mean, I think we might as well just end the video here. It saves me a lot of money, and I don't know if we're getting too much better than that. But wait, I have an even more insane 7.62 cartridge, the M995. This is supposedly the most extreme bullet in the 7.62 or 308 bore size ever concocted, and they can cost anywhere between $40 to $70 plus a piece. A piece! If you can find them. Thanks again to Buffman Range for sending me this one though. I've never shot one of these either, but it's more of a traditional bullet, so I don't think the point of impact shift will be too crazy. Hopefully. I wasn't really expecting much in terms of velocity, but that one is smoking out of a 20-inch barrel. Thanks for picking it up, Garmin. What makes the M993 so special is that it has a tungsten core, kind of like the slap round, and it also has an aluminum cup, on top of having a jacket, unlike the slap round. But with that velocity, I have high hopes for this one. So what do we have here? Terry, no spoilers. It doesn't look like anything crazy happened to you, although there's so much going on I couldn't even tell anyway. But anyway, ooh. Oh, okay, guys, look at that. You can actually see the tungsten core, I believe, right there. Let's check it out. Okay, definitely did not poke out the back, although it is poking the back, because there is a nice little bulge right there. Nice little bulge, but it did not go through. Apparently, the slap round is the most extreme 7.62 bullet ever concocted. I mean, it looks like to me. I don't know. I just wonder how fast it was going. Before moving on to the 50, we have another honorable mention, the Swiss AP 338 Lapua. From one of the more recent posts I I saw. These things only sell for about $15 a round, but they are very rare.
Oh my!
Yeah, I know it's expensive, but if you think about it, regular 338 Lapua ammo usually starts around $5 a round, so just think about that. Now's where I have to start doubling up on hearing protection too. I should point out that Buffman Range sent me the projectiles only, and I loaded them up to be pretty spicy. I believe that's going to be a little spicier than what you see out of factory-loaded ammo. I don't know for sure, though. From what I understand, the Swiss AP is almost like a big M993, almost. I mean, it has a giant tungsten carbide core in it, so it's got to be pretty similar, right? Terry, how you hanging in there, buddy? Good? Good. Anyway, I can already see something came out the back, so let's see where that one hit. Ooh. Oh, actually, it's this top one here. Man, something definitely came out the back, but it looks like it just punched out the back. The tip is stuck in there. That is freaking awesome. Just like this video sponsor, War Thunder. With over 2,500 different war machines to choose from, War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, and it's available to play for free on PC and consoles. Immerse yourself in ultra-realistic graphics and sound effects as you control the biplanes of the 1920s to the fighter jets and battle tanks of today. And while you're at it, check out my favorite feature, the sophisticated X-ray view that allows you to replay exactly how a shell destroyed a vehicle down to its components. With a wealth of content to discover and over 70 million players worldwide, player versus player battles have never been more epic, especially if you're a fan of military history. And the best part is that War Thunder is free to play on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. But what's even better is that new and returning players that haven't played for at least 6 months can claim a massive bonus pack using my link in the description or comment section below. You'll receive multiple premium vehicles with an exclusive Eagle of Valor vehicle decorator, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium. So don't miss out on this limited time deal. Now back to the testing. 50 BMG time, which is expensive to shoot no matter which way you look at it. I mean, this ball round right here costs $4 a piece, which we'll be shooting right after the second most expensive round on this list, the infamous Ralphus. Yes, it's the second most expensive. There is one much smaller cartridge that is way more expensive that we'll be shooting last. As you could probably tell, it is freaking hot out here, so I apologize about the sweat. But anyway, believe it or not, these are actually the most common out of the most expensive rounds on this list. But the problem is, they cost $95 a piece, and I'll be firing it out of this beautiful... You don't like it? What, because it has a short barrel? Well, we all can't have long barrels like you claim to have. And I already know with a muzzle brake like that, it would just blow this freaking Garmin away. So I'm gonna have to probably move that in front of the shield. Hopefully it still picks up the bullet. I'm just really hoping that this thing does not have a crazy point of impact shift with this thing, because it wasn't even shooting ball ammo good. I mean, it could have been me, but here's to hoping. And it even picked up the shot. How about that? Other than the kitchen sink, they crammed pretty much every possible thing they could into this bullet. It is freaking nuts. And while you weren't looking, I changed my 2 3/8 inch target to a 3 3/8 inch target. So did the 50 BMG go through 1 1/8 inches of AR500 steel? I don't know, but there is almost no paint left. That is awesome. Terry, did you get any of that? I mean, maybe a little bit darker there. I don't know. But anyway, right where I was aiming, I believe. I mean, I can't see the cross anymore, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. Definitely did not go through that one. Man, I guess it's because of the lower velocity or what, but that would still probably be putting out about 8,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. 8,000! Actually, I don't know that for sure, but how's it compared to a regular ball round? Again, $4 a piece. Definitely slower than the Ralphus. I'm pretty sure I'm getting a concussion every time I'm shooting that thing. It is probably the most extreme gun you could possibly shoot, at least legally. Every time I walk up on this camera, I'm like, will this be the time that it shatters the screen protector? Not this time. My gosh, it just smacked that plate down. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm shooting at 50 yards. Do not try this at home. Anyway, let's check out the front. Terry, it looks like you might have some new fragmentation marks maybe, but anyway, let's check out the front. Oh my gosh, there's barely even a dimple here. I was not expecting that. Holy crap, only at 50 yards. And my welds are still holding up pretty good, huh? Real quick, a big thanks to Sam and John over at Midway USA for setting me up with all these AR500 targets for this test. I really appreciate them for supporting the channel. Not good enough, you say?
Hey, I don't sound like that.
Well, I didn't want to have to to break this out, but this is the Tombstone, a 1.5-inch thick piece of mild steel. Absolute beast, the thickest we've seen on this channel so far, and probably ever. Now let's try that Ralphus out again. Yes, I have one more. Call me a wuss or whatever you want, but I am glad I only had one more of those 50 BMG rounds. I mean, that thing is just too much. Especially with that shield right there. That amplifies it by 10 probably. And I think I see my shot on the back, but let's check out the front, make sure that's... Oh yes. And you can actually see that tungsten carbide core is stuck right inside that plate. I'm definitely not getting that out, but that is a super cool picture. There's no denying my short 16-inch barrel has some limitations, so if you want to see a much longer and more impressive barrel, go check out Buffman Range. I mean, go check out his comparison video using a much longer barrel. That's what I meant to say. And I think I forgot to mention that I have another M993 and another Swiss AP 338 Lapua, so let's get to it. Alright, we got the Lapua and we got the 308. Let's turn it around, flip it backwards, and oh man, that 338 Lapua left a bigger dent than the Ralphus. That is insane. That 308 really didn't do much, but it's 1.5 inches. Well, that about sums it up. Whoa now, don't go anywhere. I still have to shoot the most expensive round on this list. But for comparison, let's start off with a standard M855. As soon as I find my rifle, guys, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Guys, could you excuse me for a second? Man, that was a long bathroom break, huh? I forgot my rifle. And yes, it's a 2-hour, 45-minute drive one way. Anyway, the M855 usually only costs about 50 cents a piece. Only? Well, that's really not too bad. Yeah, nothing really too crazy with the velocity, but pretty decent. There's nothing really too special about it other than the steel insert. So I'm thinking, and yeah, it really didn't do that much. I mean, it left a little crater, so a little better than I thought it would do to the AR500. But Terry, did you get anything? I can't even tell with you anymore, but it looks like the box got a little bit of fragmentation. Oh my gosh, that is a distinct line on you, Terry. I guess you got some of it for sure, huh? And that is why you do not shoot steel at close range. That cut into him pretty good. Before we get to the most expensive round on this list, we have one more honorable mention, the M855A1. This one usually comes in right around $3 a piece, which is pretty freaking expensive for 5.56, don't get me wrong, but really not too bad compared to the other honorable mentions. Big thanks to D-Max Tactical again for sending this over. I really thought there'd be a bigger difference between the regular M855, but at least the chronograph picked it up, unlike some chronographs I know. I mean, it really seemed to do a good number on the plate. Let's check it out, though. Oh, nice gold spot. Or, well, I guess that's more brass, but that is a cool-looking spot and a much deeper crater than the regular M855. On to the most expensive round. Believe it or not, this little guy right here costs between $120 to over $150 a piece in some cases. The M995. Let's see if it's worth the price of admission. Hope I don't miss. Oh man. There goes $150. Straight into the steel, that is. I had you for a second. Holy shit, guys. I can't think of any other words. 3,600 feet a second. Well, over 3,600 feet a second. That is nuts. I'm pretty sure it's like a 70 grain bullet too. And because I already know I'm gonna get a bunch of questions about the setup, I have an MDT ACC Premier Gen 2 chassis. Freaking awesome. Calvin Elite trigger. Maybe the best I've ever felt. And up front we have a 26-inch barrel. 26-inch stainless barrel with a 1-in-7 twist. As far as I'm aware, it's basically a mini M993. And with that velocity, it better have done something to the steel. It wasn't right on the money, but it was pretty close. Anyway, moment of truth. That was underwhelming. Really impressed with the velocity, but apparently 3/4 of AR500 steel is just too much for that. A big thank you to Buffman Range for sending this freaking awesome round, as well as several of the other ones. And a big thanks to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Don't forget that War Thunder is free to play on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, and new and returning players that haven't played for at least 6 months can use my link in the description or comment section to claim a massive bonus pack featuring multiple premium vehicles, in-game currency, and more. So if you've been keeping track, rack, I shot up to $598.50 worth of ammo, but were the expensive rounds really worth it?
No, I don't think so.
And remember, don't let ballistics drive you bananas.